know what brothers need. What is it you looking for? Be a little bit more specific.
Well, I can be specific. My thing is this. Well, my thing is saying either you find a woman and you have a lot of things on your plate. They have skeletons. They have a lot on their plate. We have a lot on our plate. But when you get together, you should just make a rule. Either you go on my way or you in my way. So my thing is, well, if you go on my way, whatever I choose to do, you totally give me support. Whether it be right or wrong, in a sense that you would sit down and give me support and tell me A, B, and C. A lot of black women give up on it so quick. So I don't know exactly why. They're willing to go off and saying that we're no more good. It's like the Willie Lynch syndrome, like everybody's like in a crab syndrome, whatever stereotype. It's just like the police.
Hold on. What? Go ahead.
Everybody's hurting. I'm being honest. What you said was a hurt. So a lot of women go through that hurt because they don't understand what a man is in the first place. And a lot of men don't understand what a woman is because they think a woman is just their mother, not a woman or companion. You see, so then, all right, you have the individual coming out of jail that everybody perceives as seeing all this muscle and everything, all that anxiety. They're like, that's gotta be a man, tall, dark, and handsome, bone, teeth, and everything. But this individual has defects because he doesn't know that he's a man yet because we don't have rites of passage. That's the other thing. So how does a man or a woman know they're a man or a woman? Well, in our country, you get your high school diploma, you sign up for civil service or something like that. You have your first apartment, your first kid, and your first car.
That's right.
That's how you know you're an adult. But is that really the way? No. So then when individuals come out of the prison situation, they want to use everybody because they've been used. And they're hurt. And then that woman gets hurt. And then while that woman is hurt, she's scornful to everything.
Because when we meet, like when you met your mate, like, or your spouse, we always want to show the perfect, the perfect image of ourselves. So we basically hide all the thing that really hurts or all the really, defects that we have because we don't want to push away that person because we really want to give it a try. So then when it goes deeper and deeper in the relationship, you're like, oh, well, that's huge. So what am I going to do? Like you said, of course you're going to give your support. That's what you're supposed to do. But it's not easy every day. It's not easy every day, and you have to understand the past and basically to be like in therapy with your mate.
Well, since you said that, I'll say this then. That's good. Therapy. The whole reasoning for getting together. No one talks about that. Right. No one talks about why you bring another individual into the universe. Nobody talks about why you're building with this next person. Well, everybody just goes knee-jerk and hip action and say, oh, yeah. But nobody says, well, why am I with that person? Right. Is their genetics right? Is their mind state right? How about their family line? Is all of that right? No.
Because people got to, I believe people, number one, got to grow in threes. We got to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, number one. So it's important to grow in threes. But then on top of that, to piggyback on what's being said, we all have baggage we carry. And what our fear is, no one wants to let the baggage be seen. And that's the truth in a relationship. Only in a good relationship do you accept the good, bad, and the indifference. You don't pick and choose what you want in a mate or what you want to accept in a mate. You have to accept it all. So the moment that you can get past the representative, as she so eloquently stated, we got to get past putting up a representative and be real about it. Because the bottom line is, we have to choose whether or not we can handle the baggage that a person brings.
But then what's the choice then? That's the problem too, because nobody's being taught. The lineage has been broken.
But
that's the problem, because the whole thing is that no one knows. Everything you said is true, but no one still knows.
But that's what piggybacks off of what you just said about rites of passage. That has to come with family. Our families are broken. That's our problem within our culture and community. Our families are broken. So since our families are broken, the lineage is broken. Since the lineage is broken, the history and knowledge is not passed because that's broken. So that has to be fixed because we got too many single women raising young black men. Now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that single women can't do it. I'm not saying that they can't raise a man. But the bottom line is, just because it can be done isn't something that we should allow. In other words, I could probably survive if I jumped off the top of this building, but that's not something I want to do. Right. So in other words, we need to have more males in the input of raising of young black men. Because what ends up happening, because women are nurturers by emotional means, men are practical. So what ends up happening is, by women being nurturers and emotional, they at times enable these young men. And they don't realize that. And that is a problem. Because then when these young men have to get out and do it on their own, they don't have a clue because they've been enabled and their mother has covered them this whole time.
See, that's where I believe different because I was raised by a single mother.
I'm not
so
saying
it's like, no, listen, I'm not jumping on that. What I'm saying is this. Is that it depends upon the disposition and then also the observation of the individuals that's in on the building of what bringing this individual in the planet is all about and the unification of communion.
Okay, so then
why you get together.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Is your situation representative of the norm or the exception when it comes to being raised?
It's neither. It's neither than one of those. It's not titled.
I believe that it's the exception.
No,
because
it's not. It's not exceptional because...
Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's get somebody else in.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want to piggyback on what you said about the slavery piece. It's very much true that slavery was practiced in the cotton fields, and over the period of time when that was abolished, the sons couldn't get the money that they reaped from slavery. So over the period of years, those same people are in the White House now, or making lawmakers, are the ones who are building new prisons. The prisons today is the new cotton field. That's the new cotton field.
The 60s and 70s, we had slavery. I hear what you're saying. We had slavery. But still, we just all sat at this table and said we still had dinner. I didn't see a slave. You understand? So somewhere along the line, it kept up. We, as the baby boomers or whoever it was, we lost other things, other people's husbands, other people's wives, boys going with boys, girls going with boys. We are feeding our own lust is how these things are dropping. We're making a conscious decision to let the family drop. And it's not right.
Females are more creative. There's more space. Okay. Men, for some reason, I mean, you're following certain patterns of what is maleness, as Dawn was saying. What is it to be male? And for example, men join the army. Women don't tend to join the army. That's a very new concept. So women are doing it now because it's an opportunity, because people don't have jobs. But it's not natural for women so much to join armies because women take more freedom than that. They are a creative spirit, and you cannot bind creativity. It can always find another avenue. I'm not saying this to diminish what we're saying about men. I'm just saying that it's a difference, and those are the kind, and that follows in the society. Yeah. So we find those things in the society, and that's why men maybe have fewer choices. Because what is it in the society to be male? If that's what it is, I'm going down this track, and then you put people have things to come into each side and to the front, and there's no space.
Well, can I say something? Black men have been fighting this demon forever, since the end of time.
Yes.
Black women has always had a choice, either to fight with their man or not. Black women have a choice. They're only slaves to fashion right now. I'm sorry, before fashion, a job, women's rights and stuff like that. But the black man has always been fighting one demon and one demon only: to be accepted, solidarity, kind of stuff in the society. So that's where everything is lying with the black man. So I understand what Mr. Mercer's saying. But the black women, as far as you were saying, what's between the black woman and the black man? The black woman always has choice. And it was times that the white men would, the masters would use that against us, and then they created that divide and conquer by shades and likeness and so forth.
I do believe that we are victims of that divide and conquer, but I have to tell you, and you probably don't want to hear this, but I would feel very afraid to live in a world dominated by black men. You brothers got some crap with you. I don't like being dominated by white men. I wouldn't want to be dominated by Arab men. All of y'all treat us bad. So if black women can get some kind of strong foothold in America, that might be one of the purposes of this Declaration of Independence or whatever. Because, you know, people are finding freedom, you know, in this country, you know, despite all of the
I am more old-fashioned, basically. I don't feel like being dominated by a husband, because I think that I have to be behind his choice, but also a good advisor. So I don't have no issue being in the shadow, but in the same time, I would not want my opinion to be just left behind, or the things that are important for me just not being considered by my husband. So I think that I'm following also my faith. So what God wants me is like just to be there for my husband no matter what, and to be stronger that I can be for both of us if he goes through things, and if I go through things, I expect him to be stronger for both of us. So I don't have that feeling to be for instance not heard, or you know, I don't know how to say that, but I think it's just natural that a woman has to be, I'm old-fashioned, so has to be behind her husband. And I think that, for instance, if I provide for the family, I will feel, I will think that it's fair for me not to make him feel bad, like it's my stuff, it's not your house, so just shut it up or something like that. I will like give him the respect still, because he's still the man, and I want my kid to be raised with the respect of his father. And it's just an example, because I see that all the time. They're just like like disrespecting sometimes men in front of everybody. I'm like, this is where everything started, to respect each other, even if you don't have a dime. You have a good soul. You gave me that thing that every day I'm happy to be with you. You have my respect for that, and that's a blessing. So I don't feel. I think it's just a normal thing as a woman. And maybe if men they have to learn how to be a man, we still sometimes have to learn how to be a woman to these men today, because it's different. But even if I'm old-fashioned, I think we can do it. But we will never be a man, never. And sometimes a woman wants to be a man and act like she's a man, and then it's easy for men to give it up. Like it can be two men in the house. You know what I mean?
What she says makes sense. That's what I'm saying. We gotta learn to work together in order to make it happen. And don't get me wrong. Yes, does society place obstacles in place to keep black men down? Yes. But the bottom line is, does that mean we still not expected to excel in the race? You can either decide to fall down and stay down, or get back up. And as a black man, yeah, there may be more obstacles in front of you. College wasn't easy. Life isn't easy. But nothing worth having is ever easy. So you got to get over that. Stop using it as the excuse and crutch and move forward. That's what I believe. We need to learn to work together. Now, as far as women, Mr. Mercer's original question was women not supporting black men. This is my opinion and belief on why women struggle with supporting black men. Because black men have failed to protect black women in history. If you look at history, in the back during slave times, the slave master came down to the quarters, emasculated the black man in front of the black woman, raped the black woman in front of the black man, made him raise his children that weren't, the black man's child, but the product of the slave master and the woman, made him raise that child. Then had to hang him in front of this woman if he got out of line. So the black man has always been emasculated. Brothers, today, it has evolved. When we get frustrated and get upset, you got men hitting women, abusing women, being disrespectful to women in that regard. So in essence, black women have evolved to the point whereas black man is not covering them the way that he should, so they're not believing that he can. Now, I'm not saying it's right. Again, the idea is for us to work together and to build together. That is the ideal situation. But the bottom line is, a lot of people don't have the humility, as this sister so eloquently stated to be able to make it work. And then not only that, you have to find a man that can respect that can accept that a woman's going to give him that power and lead righteously with that power. Some men want to get up and don't want to lead correctly, and then they get mad. Well, if you're not going to lead correctly, what can you expect a woman to do? So that's important.
Can I ask this question of everybody? I hear this word being used a lot. And I had some other things that I wanted to say when I was hearing things, but I'm going to let some of those go. I want to hear what everybody has to say about this. Everybody using this word respect. What does it really mean? What does the word really mean? Does it mean like how I'm reaching my hand out to mercy and say, oh, I respect you? Is that what everybody think what respect is? What's respect then?
Respect to me is the fact that, number one, I respect your ideas. I respect your views. And if I can't respect you, to understand you, to get along with where you're going, then I respectfully agree to disagree with you, have you go your way, and I'll go my way.
And here, this is where the problem is. The word respect is re. Re means to do again. Spect. Spect is spectacle. I. So, the ancients let us know. This is why I'm going way back. Because there's been a lot of disruptions going on and people who are just not going for the first-hand experience. The phonics of it. Respect means to look again. This is why certain ancient places people have a problem when you point a camera at them. They don't want you to do that. Why? Because you're supposed to respect me, keep your eye on me. Not all that other stuff, just keep your eye on me. That's respect in the first place. So then in other words, if you're looking at the black woman in these situations, and then you're looking at slavery, now I'm going to bring all of this in. You got to understand that slavery, a lot of it was propaganda, or propagandized. Even though it was 100 years of this, that, and so on, you had individuals that were here that were, how would you say, upstanding black men. How can I say that? You have a name by the name of Dr. James Steele. He came out of slavery in those late 1800s and 1900s to be able to do what? Establish himself and be a master at his craft over in southern New Jersey to be what? Considered a millionaire during that time, controlling all of Medford. There are certain other projects like this that went on. You have,
Prince Hall.
Prince Hall was one, yes. Then you have also what they call down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is what? Black Wall Street.
Oh, that was awesome.
You see? So we have these things that happen. Well, I'm bringing these things up because I encountered them. And when people start talking about slavery, there are certain things that still, to us in this day, is not rightfully put in alignment. It's not, and that's the thing about that.
Okay, let's go ahead.
You said things are not rightfully put in alignment. In my opinion, things are not rightfully put in alignment is because when I was coming up as a child, parents had rights.
Exactly.
Parents used to kick your butt.
There wasn't even no question.
They kick your butt, and as you grew up, they got a good result.
Right.
It wasn't until my mom, the same too. It wasn't until the government took the rights from the parents and gave it to the children.
That's the why part that I keep on bringing
when
up.
When the rights were given to the children would tell the parent, "You put your hands on me, I'm calling the cops."
Late 70s, early 80s. That's when that happened.
Right. That's when kids start going to school, blowing up kids.
I think everybody's saying things that have essence, but the problem is really bigger than men and women. It's bigger than black people and white people. We got a problem altogether, and it seems like it's been a problem all along, and it seems like we think that we're more than what we are because the whole universe is functioning properly. The earth spins around the sun the way it's supposed to, and we're on earth and we make excuses for our bullshit. The answer has always been there, and we don't know what the question is.
Come on, I like that. That's good. That's good. Even though I'm a woman, and I came in on the tail end. I came in on the tail end. But a lot of you are making a lot of sense today, and this is a lot of wisdom and knowledge here. But what you said really sparks it. You know what I mean? It does. It went deep in me because I am a woman that had felt insecure. I felt lonely. I felt abandoned by our black brothers. You know, I'm just saying. You know, I'm 55 now, and I love being 55. I'm single by choice, but I am looking for love. But I know it has to be an equal partnership, even like this young woman is saying here. I'm 55. I will submit unto my husband as long as he's making sense. If he ain't making sense, I'm going to pull his coattail. I don't care who president. I don't care who our neighbors on the east side.
Wait a minute.
What they doing?
I'm sorry. Because that presupposes that you know what makes sense.
We know what doesn't make sense.
Wait.
But
so do I.
So then, all right, hold on, let me say one thing. Let me say
All I will say is this, in that one point that you just made, the thing about a relationship is you may not always know the outcome like the man knows the outcome, because there's certain stuff that we know as men, and there are certain beliefs and dreams we have. And even though our dream may not make sense to you, that still doesn't mean that what we want or what we desire might not be best for the union. So all I'm saying is support my dreams, support my thoughts. And unless you got some hardcore proof that's saying otherwise, that this is going to be detrimental to us, how are you going to say that what I want or what my dream may be isn't good for us?
I didn't say dream.
That's what I want to piggyback on that. I want to jump in real quick. But what I'm saying is this though. How do you women know you're making the right choice in the first place? Oh, wait. But then what I'm saying is by that is that where is it did you get your empirical information to help you make the right choice about what a male is? That's the whole. You do have a choice. You have to. I listen to you. I listen to you. I listen to you. I listen to you.
The atmosphere this afternoon has been very uplifting, encouraging, and inspiring. The atmosphere, the energy in the atmosphere today has left me with a sense of peace, that there is really hope, that human beings can come together, they can give and receive and be on one accord. I thank each of you for being here and giving and leaving a piece of your energy with us in this room. Because together we can make a difference. Never despise what a small group of people can do, because that's how change starts.